Alright, so today we're going to talk about learning a new language in Duolingo. Hi friends, my name is Jorge Muñoz. I'm a senior instructor pilot working in El Salvador, and in this video we're going to be talking about this educational app that I have been using literally almost every single day for about a year now. I'm sure you have heard about this app. It is called Duolingo. I'm going to be giving my opinions and thoughts about this app or service, I guess, and if it actually can replace a traditional class to learn a completely new language from zero. Also, I'm going to be telling you how I specifically have been using it to learn Italian, and I'm going to give you my recommendation on whether who exactly should be using this app to learn a new language. As always, the video is going to be divided in different sections, so here on the screen you will see the timestamps for each specific section, and also you will find the timestamps linked in the description of this video and also in a pinned comment down below. So if you're in a hurry or you just want to know about one specific thing about this video, please feel free to jump to the timestamp that you're interested in. But if you want to see the whole video, I appreciate it quite a lot. Now let's talk about Duolingo for a moment, okay? By the way, just so you know, this is the point of view of someone that is still studying with the traditional method with a teacher, classmates and all that stuff. Once a week, every Saturday for like 3 hours, for like 1 year before I started using Duolingo. First, I want to give you an upfront conclusion of what I think about the app, so that if you're interested, then you can keep watching this video, or if you're not, I really don't want to waste your time. So my upfront conclusion is that if you are someone that is trying to learn a new language completely from scratch, from zero, especially if it is a new language that has nothing to do with the ones that you already know, like just like an example going from English to learning Chinese, I would highly recommend you to seek a teacher that can show you the basics of the language, the rules and all that stuff. But if you're someone that has already some kind of knowledge of the language or is taking classes with a professor, please believe me when I tell you that this is an invaluable tool to learn a whole lot faster and better. Learn new vocabulary that you may have missed during your classes, and it will definitely make those classes a whole lot easier. You will be a top dog of your class. Now, with that out of the way, let's see why I say that. Let's have a quick summary of what this app really is and how it works. How it is built for us so we can learn a new language. By the way, 99% of the time I have used this app, it has been on my trusty iPad Air 3. This one over here. So, the first thing that you're going to see when you open this app is this little owl that greets you into the app. Now, the app is constantly updating, so it might seem a little bit different depending on when you are watching this video. But yeah, this is the home screen. On the top left of the screen you have the flag, or the symbol of the course you are in right now. As you can see, for me it is the Italian flag. Just so you know, my mother language is Spanish, so it is fairly similar to Italian, and therefore I don't think it has really been difficult for me to learn this new language. Of course, you can have multiple courses at the same time, and as you can see, it has, I think, every spoken language of today's world, and some endangered ones as well, like Navajo, and even some fictional ones like Swedish. I mean, High Valyrian for all those Game of Thrones fans out there. So yeah, I think that you will probably find the language that you are looking for. Next up, we have the crowns, which are the number of chapters or units that I have completed of this course. So if you see here, it says level 1 out of 5 for this particular course or unit. And over here it says level 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5, and so on. And over here it says 5 out of 7, or 0 out of 6, or again 0 out of 9. So when I finish these 9 lessons, I will have completed 1 unit. For this particular case, I will go from level 3 out of 5 to level 4 out of 5. And by that way, I will have gotten myself another crown. And by the end of this nature section, I would have earned 5 crowns in total. So right now I have a grand total of 298 crowns. This part of down there is just for the paid membership, and I don't pay that. I have been using this app completely for free during this past year. So no, I don't think you need to spend $1 in this app to learn properly. Unless like you want to learn the language like really fast, which honestly I'm not trying to do. I'm okay at the pace I am right now. This over here is just supposed to be some kind of exam, so you can see how much you have learned. I don't think this is that important, so let's just move on. In the middle of the top of your screen, you have the number of how many consecutive days you have completed at least one class of any unit. So for me it has been 234 days in a row that I have studied Italian. As I said, I have been doing this for I think over a year by now. But unfortunately, somewhere in the middle of the road, I just forgot for some reason to do my daily Italian lesson, and I lost my streak. Oh well. I personally think that it is a nice way from the app to help you to at least put 5 minutes of your day into learning a new language. Below that, we have my daily goal, which I don't think it is that helpful, mainly because I have it on intense, and still, you can easily complete that goal by just doing 4 lessons at most. It's not much, which will take you around 20 minutes. But there's that, I guess. Just another kind of motivation to study frequently or daily, I guess. After that, we have our lives. Each time you get a wrong answer, you will lose a life, and each 5 hours you will get a new one. But you can also watch an ad every 10 or 15 minutes by my estimation and get another life. Sadly, you cannot have more than 5 lives at a time. And as you may have guessed already, if you lose all 5 lives, you won't be able to do any lesson until you have a new one. That means until 5 hours have passed. Unless of course you pay for the subscription, on which case you will have unlimited lives. I think that's a pro and a con at the same time. On one hand, yes, you won't be limited to 5 mistakes. You will be able to make as many errors as necessary. But on the other hand, I think that you will unconsciously be less careful with your answers, less thoughtful about them, because, well, you know that you can have as many tries as you want. And I think that, at least for me, that will make me put less attention on trying to do it right. So yeah, that's my opinion about paying for the unlimited lives. And lastly, you have the gems, which their main purpose, or at least how I've been using them, is to buy a new pack of lives when I want to continue studying and I don't want to wait 5 hours to get 1 life. Buying 1 new pack of lives will cost you 350 gems. You will get gems by finishing every unit, not lesson. That means completing the whole circle. And also you can get gems by achieving your daily goal. You can also use them to buy some other little things in the store. But I don't think they are that important. I'm sorry. Going forward, you have 2 little ads for the paid subscription. They are not that important. And finally, here we have the important part. The course, which as you can see is very extensive. Here you have all the units that I have finished, which again are 298. And I have done 6 lessons absolutely every single day since I started. If for some reason I only manage to do 5 in one day, then I'll be doing 7 the next day. So that's the pace that I have established for myself. 6 lessons per day. That's like 30 minutes or something around that. And today, a little over a year since I started, I am very near to finishing the whole damn thing. So that's the pace that I will recommend for almost everyone. As I said, it takes me between 25 and 35 minutes per day. I think that's pretty reasonable. Now I'm going to make a lesson so you can actually see it. So you can see how they are. Okay, so here it says, me gusta la atmósfera del lugar. In Italian that will be, mi piace l'atmosfera del luogo o del posto.
Piace l'atmosfera del posto.
Sì, mi piace l'atmosfera del posto. Now if you see, what I have done here is to include active recall and spaced repetition into Duolingo. How? Well, first I translate what it says in Spanish into Italian. I don't look into the options because that will be way too easy. So I am forcing my brain to retrieve the information, that is active recall.
Il clima qui è più dolce.
So in this exercise I just had to repeat what I have heard. So for this kind of exercise I avoid looking to what the screen says. I just want to listen to it. Why? Because this way I am also practicing my listening. Il clima qui è più dolce. But like this example is in Italian, I don't just say it. First I translate it from Italian to Spanish in my head. Again, I am doing active recall. So here it says aire secco, aria secca in Italian.
Aria secca.
Another tip for this is that you always have to say the phrase out loud. Don't just think about it. Because if you actually say it, you are also practicing your speech. Remember that in an app like this is the only way to practice your listening and your speech.
Giochiamo in quella spiaggia.
Okay, here I have avoided to see what she said. I have just listened to it. Again, to practice my listening. Giochiamo in quella spiaggia. And at the same time, I have thought in Spanish what she said in Italian. So, here in Spanish, las nubes se están volviendo más oscuras. And without looking at the answers, I will translate that first in my head. So, it will be, le nuvole si stanno diventando più scuri.
Diventa più scure.
Okay, that's it. And so the class goes on and on. Here he has talked to me and I didn't listen, so I'm going to make him repeat that, but without looking what he has said. I mean, I am not looking at the screen because I don't want to read it. I am just trying to listen to it so I can translate it.
Vado in vacanza in spiaggia.
Okay, I know what he said in Italian and I know it in Spanish, so now I can type it. Vado in vacanza in spiaggia, and I always repeat it.
Guarda quelle nuvole nere.
Guarda quelle nuvole nere. I haven't seen the screen, but I have heard him. I translated it and I have practiced it. Now here, because it doesn't has an audio, I am covering the answer that is in Spanish and I am just looking it in Italian and I will translate it as I go along. So, me gusta dormir en la tierra. Mi piace dormire nella terra. I check out the answer and it is mi piace dormire per terra. It is a slight variance into what I have just said, but both are equally correct.
Aria secca.
Aria secca, aire secco. I am not looking at the screen, I am just listening. Okay, time to cover myself. Amano stare in suo ambiente sucio. Amano essere nel suo ambiente sporco. What I have just said means basically the same that is on the screen.
Vado in vacanza in spiaggia.
Okay, I have translated it and I know what it means in Spanish. As you can see, this one is just audio, so you have to understand what he has just said. And this one I had just to listen and type down what he said in Italian. I didn't have to translate it, but I did it either way because it helps me mentally to understand better and faster the Italian.
Amo il clima brasiliano.
Amo il clima brasiliano. I don't look, there is actually nothing to look, but I have translated into my mind. L'atmosfera. Oh, okay, here I made a mistake. I put la atmosfera when it is just l'atmosfera. It is like all goes together, but yeah. So here I made a mistake and I lost one life. Now I have 4 mistakes left.
Guarda quelle nuvole nere.
Guarda quelle nuvole nere. Lui è andato fuori per prendere dell'aria. Okay, I have finished my lesson. As you can see, I see a couple of ads here because I am using the free version. And as you can see, I have just completed my day 235. And I also advanced a little bit here in this circle of the level 3 out of 5. I have now completed 1 out of 9 levels, or however you want to call them. So, I know that with those little things that I have mentioned that you should do, like repeating and translating in your head and all that stuff, may add to each session like 2 or 3 minutes. It is something that I absolutely highly recommend you to do, because it will make the app to feel a little bit more accurate with what you do on a real class. Those 2 or 3 extra minutes that you put into every day by just doing these little things while you are actually in the session will make you get so much out of the app each time you use it. So that's it. I finished the lesson. That's one more day I have consecutive studied Italian. Now, Duolingo can only help us to an extent. So what I like to do to maximize my learning curve is to write over here in Notability, again in the iPad Air 3 with the Apple Pencil first generation, absolutely every word I don't know at the time I see it. So when I am mid-lesson and I see a new word to me, I just swipe on Notability, write it down, and also I write the meaning of it. On the left you have it in Italian and on the right you have it in Spanish. Here we are also applying active recall and spaced repetition, and you can and you should revisit your notes later. Back with the app. As you can see here, I am doing different units at the same time. What I do is to complete one unit at a time, and then I jump into another one. That way, by the time I come back to the next unit of the topic that I have practiced before, I am once again using active recall and spaced repetition to study with Duolingo. To wrap up this video, my advice will be, if you are a student of any language, I will definitely advise you to start using Duolingo, like as soon as you can. You will see the difference in your vocabulary in a matter of weeks, if not days. Because from my experience, that is what Duolingo is best for, gaining a vast vocabulary. If you are not someone that is taking any particular language classes, yes, the app will help you, but I don't think you will learn a completely new language just using Duolingo. The app cannot teach you all the rules and real uses of the language. Plus, you won't be practicing your listening and your speech with a real person. Like, it's not the same just listening to a talking robot. Those two things are, in my opinion, what is stopping this app of being a real substitute for your teacher and your classmates. But if you are someone that is just looking to learn a few new phrases to say hello and goodbye to people and stuff like that, maybe ordering some food or something along those lines, by all means, go for it. This app will definitely work for you. Please remember, these are just my opinions about the app, and I am sharing with you my tips and tricks that I have found useful to myself, and hopefully they can also be useful for you. feel free to take what you think will work for you and make your own study strategy along the way. And so that's the end of today's video. If you want to become an outstanding private pilot, if you're curious and you want to prepare yourself in the best possible way you can for all the tests to come, or maybe you want to start your private pilot training with a heads up over the others, I highly recommend you check out my book Essential Knowledge for Private Pilot. You will find the link of the book in the description of this video. It is an Amazon Kindle exclusive. This book uses the two most effective study techniques in the whole world: active recall and spaced repetition, and it applies them into aviation. If that sounds good to you, then please go check out the book in the link down below. It is available in English as well in Spanish. Remember, you shouldn't be studying hard, you should be studying effectively, and with this book you can do just that. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it or at least found it somewhat entertaining, then please give it a like. If you learned something new, I'll appreciate quite a lot if you consider subscribing to the channel. And if you just feel like it, you can also follow me on Instagram. I upload very cool photos over there. Or at least they seem cool in my head. The link is also down below. I try to upload videos every week, mainly explaining topics that has to do in a way or another with the IFR world, but kind of in a logical order. And also I will probably be talking about education and aviation in general, but always trying to contribute something new to you. If you have a question or an opinion about something I said during this video, or you want to talk to me about something, please feel free to comment down below, or you can get in touch with me in Instagram. I would love to hear what you have to say. If for some reason you found this video interesting, then you should go check out this video over here. It is from my first day back to work after this whole quarantine. Once again, thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye bye.